Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Wednesday, April 26th, 2017. Just like every other Wednesday night, I'll be on Truth Frequency Radio from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. to midnight out east. Tonight's episode, we'll talk about what's current in the media. We'll talk about this Operation Gotham Shield that took place in New York Monday and Tuesday of this week, and what that has to do with the overall ongoing agenda, including drills of the past such as Jade Helm, Top Off 4, the drills that were taking place on September 11th, 2001 that coincided with the attack. Further, we'll talk about the relationship between Batman, Yale's Skull and Bones, and our U.S. federal government. There's a riddle more deep than you know. Also, we're going to talk about Bill Russell. Bill Russell is marked for death, and I suspect we're going to see him die during the time of this year's NBA Finals. Last year, Muhammad Ali, one of the major sacrifices for the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James, who they're calling the Godfather. Think about the Mafia and hits. This year, the ritual appears to be Bill Russell. We're going to talk about why. I don't like to predict people's death, but sometimes, in this language of Gematria, you can see the narrative that is to come. Just like how in February of 2016, I said why we would be reading about the death of Prince soon after the death of Vanity. So got a lot of important information with Bill Russell. We're going to talk about LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and what's really going on here. If you missed my work on Jackie Robinson, and who was truly the first black baseball player to play in white major leagues, Moses Fleetwood Walker, who played in 42 games, nearly a century before Jackie Robinson wore number 42. We're going to get to how all of this is related. Bill Russell, Moses Fleetwood Walker, Jackie Robinson, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, so much more. These men that are playing in these sports games, they are being created like cattle for a farm, and that's not an exaggeration. That's not an inaccurate way to say it. That's 100% what's going on. You see all these tattoos on these athletes? It's like the way you brand an animal on the farm for its future slaughter. I wish it wasn't so, but it is so, and people need to know. We're also going to talk about NASA's announcement about Peggy Whitson, the woman spending 666 days in space, the number of a man. 666 is also the number of the beast from Revelation of the Bible. Revelation, the 66th book, which teaches about the number 666. You should know that the word woman equals 66. So does number of the beast. So does here is wisdom, which are the three words that begin the verse teaching about 666. If you missed my video this week on Peggy Whitson, we'll talk about it again tonight on the show. We'll also be revisiting the death of Aaron Moran, talking about celebrity sacrifice in accordance with Rig Sports. The night she died, I said why things looked good for LeBron James and co. to sweep the Pacers in Indiana, and that's exactly what happened the day after her murder by numbers death in Indiana. Every time the NBA playoffs roll around and LeBron James is on basketball courts, you start seeing people drop dead like flies, and it's not a coincidence. There's a reason they're calling this guy the Godfather. We'll be talking about the death of James Brown, how he died for Nas the rapper, and probably more, but no doubt for Nas. James Brown's Christmas Day death had a lot to do with George Michael's Christmas Day death. We'll be talking about that. All things I put videos out on, but I want to make sure the whole world knows about all this information because this is powerful info that needs to be out there. This man made the observation between Michael Jackson, James Brown, and George Michael. We're going to talk about that. It has to do with the number 25. I'm advising all of my viewers to go out and watch Bruce Lee's short film. Bruce Lee died during the time the movie Game of Death was being filmed. In the movie Game of Death, in the 25th minute, Bruce Lee is an actor on a set, and somebody puts a real bullet in a gun and shoots, and they think they've killed him. And in the papers, it's reported that he's killed accidentally on a movie set, when a bullet was fired on the set instead of a blank. Bruce Lee's son was killed during the filming of The Crow with this exact story. Here in the film Game of Death, which Bruce Lee stars in, this is the plot narrative, and Bruce Lee died during the timing or the filming of this movie. At least so we're told. How are stories like this overlooked? You know, I remember when Brandon Lee died, it was a big deal. It made a lot of people want to go out and see The Crow, but nobody told me about Game of Death and Bruce Lee. How many people in the world know about this? More people need to know. We are being mocked. Rituals are taking place. It's being foretold long in advance. The Crow had Gematria of 38 like death. Number we find around routine celebrity death often. In the 25th minute, this happens. Game of Death. Game of Death even features a basketball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, Game of Death 85, basketball 85. Look at little Bruce Lee against Kareem. That's how the film ends. They show the killer slip out the back door 33, also 147, numbers of Freemasonry. Billy Lowe, the actor's name, like BL for Bruce Lee. They have an open casket funeral with a porcelain face. There's even a scene when they're talking about how they'll do an open casket, no one will question it. It's just like how they do it in real life, Truth Seeker. And it's so amazing that this is in this film. So we'll talk about that tonight. Also, if anybody got the message about creating the memes, I've been instructed that the word is meme, not meme. It goes to show how often I use it. I don't know how to create them. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to learn. So I put out this video about creating memes, which are actually called memes. From now on, I'll call them memes. But if tonight anyone's already creating a meme or has an idea for a meme, please call into the show. Let us hear about your meme idea. The number to call in, Truth Frequency changed their number for the call in. It used to be 866-37-TRUTH. Throw out that number. It's now 213-233-3998. 213-233-3998. Again, the show's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. to midnight out east. If you missed the show live, you can always listen to the archived episode for free 10 days after it airs. If you want to listen to older shows, you have to sign up. It's $10 for a month. If you sign up for a year, it's a lot cheaper per month. Also, if you're willing to sign up, you should know that half of whatever you sign up for, half of that money goes to me. But it goes in monthly increments. So let's just say you paid, I think it's $100 for a whole year, which is about $8 a month. If you did that, I would get, the increments per month. So I'd get like $4 per month for your subscription. So if you want to help me out, that helps myself out as well as the people who created Truth Frequency Radio, Chris Gio namely. Very good leader for this station, gives us freedom of speech, let us speak our mind. The reason we can't cuss on Truth Frequency Radio is because it's syndicated on a Denver radio airwaves, and those are just FCC rules. There's no swearing. You can show all this vile stuff in the media, but you can't cuss. They make cussing so bad, right? So no cussing, that's the only censorship. But anyway, you never listened before, tune in. Always a great program. I have really good callers. The callers are always my favorite part of the show. Gave you the number to call. See you tonight, Truth Seeker. Until next time.